Infectious Trump optimism. It's a big American morale booster and a unifier. And that's the subject of the riff. So step back for a second. Just think about this. In his first day in office, President Trump delivered 6 speeches by my count. His inaugural speech, which was a wonderfully optimistic unity speech full of American success and recovery, kind of like Reagan's shining city on the hill is back. Then he gave another speech on Capitol Hill to various House members and staff. Then he gave another speech downtown at the Capital One Arena. Then he gave 3 speeches that evening at the galas. And he boogied up a storm by dancing with Melania, who looked so fabulous she practically stole the show herself. And then during this long day, by some counts, he signed 118 executive orders, 118, most of which were Biden rescissions. One rescission I especially liked was ending the Biden agreement with the OECD to raise a global tax on American businesses. Many of the orders returned us back to first-term policies. Some of them were new ideas, like what to do about TikTok. And then you got revoking security clearances of deep state anti-Trump officials. What fun is that? And then some DOGE regulations. That's new. And then recognizing 2 genders in Trump world, male and female, ending DEI, and on and on. While he was signing 50 or so executive orders in the Oval Office last night, before he went out to the galas, he simultaneously held a news conference for about an hour. So it's not far-fetched to say Donald Trump did more in a day than Joe Biden did in 4 years. Mr. Trump still has much to do to clean up Biden's mess and straighten out the country, but all things are possible with an optimist who believes in the American dream of success and talks about golden eras. What a welcome relief from the dark ages of Joe Biden, from the fundamentally pessimistic vision of people in society that is always held by socialists and progressives everywhere. You know, for them, it's all about the state. For Mr. Trump, it's all about individuals, hard work, meritocratic climbing the ladder of success. In round numbers, Mr. Trump is going to close the borders to illegal immigration and deport the criminals as fast as possible. He's going to reopen the fossil fuel spigots to boost energy production, hopefully bring down prices. He's going to doge his way toward ending the socialist regulatory state. Thought he didn't mention it specifically, though he didn't mention it specifically in his inaugural speech. He will extend his highly successful pro-growth tax cuts and even add to them. Wall Street thinks his tax cuts and tariffs will be inflationary, but the stock market is booming. And we know it can't be inflationary, not only because it was tried once before and wasn't inflationary, but we want to believe Mr. Trump when he tells us this time it will not be inflationary either. He's going to start right away, maybe in just a couple of weeks, and perhaps slap big 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada if they don't play ball with us and shut their borders to both illegals and fentanyl. Mr. Trump, meanwhile, believes he can fix the TikTok conundrum, and he's ready to travel to China to do some business with Xi Jinping, even though that will likely entail even higher tariffs. He's got more work to do in the Middle East to stop Hamas from taking over Gaza again or stop Iran from developing more nukes, and he's got plenty more work to do in Eastern Europe to develop some kind of peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. He's already trolling Mexico by renaming that body of water the Gulf of America. And he's put Panama and China on short leash notice that he's going to enforce the Monroe Doctrine in the Western Hemisphere. You might even add Greenland to the mix and rename it the Trump Doctrine. The thing about Mr. Trump's incredible energy and optimism and belief in the old-fashioned American value of success and hard work is that while he may have so many things on his plate inherited from the Biden darkness, if you listen to Mr. Trump, you actually believe that he can lead America to success in all of these endeavors and problem solving. His optimism is infectious. Americans have a long history of wanting to believe optimism and yearning for optimistic leadership. And here comes Mr. Trump with a calm demeanor, with his usual business-like approach, but this time with a renewed faith that God wants him to succeed. And then you think right now, for one shining moment and one extraordinary honeymoon, that he can do it all. Why? Because he thinks he can do it all. And you know what? A large majority of us want him to do it all. And that is tonight's riff. All right.